Hey, what's up, guys? Super excited to have you guys on here joining me because I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I'm going to go ahead and advise you to go ahead and learn and do for surviving real estate investing in 2023. This is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm going to go ahead and focus on so I can go ahead and have a successful real estate business, so that way I can go ahead and be able to take on the market, whether it's a buyer's market or a seller's market or a balanced market. We're going to be able to make it through as a wholesaler, an investor, or an agent. So the 5 things that we're going to be covering, guys, is going to be on-market acquisitions and off-market acquisitions to finding real estate deals. Now, besides that, as well, what to do on wholesaling just for cash, buying low and selling high, and how to acquire these deals if you're new to them. Why? Because the opportunity is there and you're going to be able to go ahead and maximize either end, off market or on market. And as well, seller financing. That's my third advice. You have to get creative or else you're not going to be able to survive this market shift. And if you're new and haven't learned about novations, one of the biggest things is being able to go ahead and sell these properties that you can't sell for 65% on the dollar, basically 70% on market for 80%, possibly 78%, because the property doesn't need a lot of work. It's not in high distress. You can make it a win-win situation between you and a seller. Now, besides those strategies, I'm seeing a lot of BRRRRs and as well a lot of buy and hold investors being conservative and just keeping some of these buy and hold properties. And so what I recommend purchasing. So the first thing, guys, on-market acquisitions has been working super great for our business, and it's one of the main things that we're focusing on because we're able to go ahead and go from 3,000 listings in Arizona to 25,000 listings when the market shifted. It was a very big opportunity of sellers that all of a sudden hit the market that we just need to find the right situations to be able to go ahead and convert those leads. And so that's why on-market for us has been a strategy that we're working with, like Jerry Norton says, a double dip strategy, right? That where you can go ahead and offer dual agency to a seller to represent you and work with the seller, so that way you pretty much get paid on the wholesale fee, but you can also pay them for representing you as the buyer, right? Or your partner, whoever you're going to assign it to. And so that's one way right now that we've really been focusing on, and it just helps us be able to maximize the opportunities that are already on the market, where we don't have to lead generate and have zero money out of pocket for marketing, so that way we can go ahead and be professionals on there and not just be the average wholesaler or pretty much average investor that is trying to go ahead and lock up these deals, because it does take a little bit more of professionalism. But at the end of the day, if you can master this, it's going to be able to help you out so much, so that way you can go ahead and implement into your business. Now, with wholesaling cash, what I would do right now, because for off-market marketing or direct-to-seller marketing, if you're trying to reach direct homeowners, I would focus on 1 or 2 strategies and doubling down on those things. Some people are doing PPC, which works great, but some people don't have PPC budget. Some people are doing cold calling, which is good, but some of these numbers are popping up as scam likely. And I know that that's not the best option for us in the game right now, just because you're going to burn through a lot of data and you're not going to be able to go ahead and get the best results. But at the end of the day, if you can hire a VA or do it in-house, you're going to be able to go ahead and call homeowners with high equity, because the difference between this market shift in 2008 was that people do have equity now to pretty much be able to go ahead and move from one place to another if they need to. So you're looking for potential distressed situations or situations where they just need to move back, to their hometown, or they got resigned from a job, or where the case may, be, so you can help them out. And so high equity list and, tired landlords are basically the list I would probably recommend. Cold calling or texting with different types of softwares. For cold calling, we use ZenCall, and for texting, there's great softwares out there like Slingshot and Launch Control, and even RI Reply that I've heard great reviews from people. And so that's what I would focus on if you were trying to go ahead and do direct to seller marketing, just focusing on 2-3 avenues that are going to pay you back your investment, but do it consistently. Because if you don't at least cold call 5,000 numbers and have at least 2,000 conversations throughout the whole month, at the end of the day, did you really try hard enough? Or if you can't go at that pace, try to go at a pace that you are able to commit to, so you can be consistent, because that's all this business is. It's not hard work. It's just simple work done over time, 10 times. and you're going to be able to get those results out just to be the best salesperson you can be. You don't even have to worry about that, because reality is, if you are bringing value with a hot lead to an investor or a buyer, they're going to help you close it to be able to go ahead and get the deal done no matter what. Last but not least, my favorite, seller finance. And I'm going to be showing you guys 2 deals that we were able to pretty much pick up on seller financing with 0% interest. And basically, we're closing on them. We assigned them this time, but we're going to be wrapping them from now on, being able to go ahead and keep them into our rental portfolio. And that's something I'm super excited for, because, you know, when interest rates were really low, you know, it was easy to get money and be able to purchase properties at really high price, like hedge funds were doing. But now with the interest rate being high and the Fed just raised them, we still are not going to feel those Federal Reserve interest rate hikes until a couple months from now. But while we wait for them, we know that, you know, eggs are being overpriced, and, you know, the economy is going through a shift. So we have to prepare and be able to know how creative we can get with these deals, whether it's multifamily or seller financing on single family homes. The biggest things with novations that I'm seeing now as well too, for number 4, is that, you know, you're able to price properties correctly. They're still going to sell on the market, but they have to be priced correctly. The best bang for your buck is the motto right now, as with real estate agents and flippers. If you can flip a property and basically list it at a fair price, it's going to get sold, because that interest rate and that equity that you're basically trying to go ahead and not inflate and sell it at a reasonable price is going to match what the interest rate should be able to go ahead and acquire for that family if you're looking for an end buyer. Novations allows wholesalers and investors to be able to go ahead and relist the property on the market from a direct to seller by providing a long-term solution, but in a short period of time, compared to a seller finance deal where you can go ahead and pretty much list the property for the seller and make a net amount on top of the purchase price that you pretty much told them that you could get them for. So you have to be very careful with them, and it's basically not legal in every state. So advise with your local real estate community on that, but I definitely recommend them as well, because I've been seeing a lot of people have a lot of success. And number 5 is just buy and hold, guys. A lot of people are flipping that were flipping or got into flipping that didn't know what they were doing. Now they're exiting properties with Airbnbs and long-term rentals and BRRRRs basically, and trying to refinance with, you know, ARM loans and crazy stuff. And that's great and all, because, you know, one of the biggest things about real estate is you want to gain cash flow, but you probably shouldn't have been over leveraged in the first place. So your biggest cash buyers are assets right now that are actually paying 65% on the dollar. So if you're looking for properties that you can purchase for 55% to make a 10%, you know, arbitrage fee as a wholesaler, you need to look for the opportunities that are in high distress. Now, become a professional at that, or you need to look for the opportunities that have some room where you can just provide as much value and solve somebody's problem, whether they're in distress or not. It could just be somebody that simply wants to retire and doesn't want a big 4-bedroom, 3-bed house, you know, and they're willing to sell it for $50,000 less, basically from 80% on the dollar. And they're willing to take, like, you know, 72%. But that property needs less work than the property that's super distressed, and the investor might be willing to pick it up at 75%. Those are the deals that people are forgetting about. And so that's why I recommend to be able to go ahead and stay on top of those. Now, none further less, guys, those are my 5 things I would do in 2023 to survive real estate wholesaling, investing, or as a real estate agent trying to connect with investors, how you can provide value by representing some of these investors in these transactions, or wholesalers in some of these transactions, so you can pick up extra money, whether you're bringing a buyer or you're bringing a seller to work with these investors that might need help. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching this. Now I'm just going to go ahead and loop it back to my screen and show you guys a breakdown of a deal that we just did 0% interest on, and we were able to get monthly payments for the property on a seller carryback because we were able to structure the deal creatively on a seller finance structure out here in the Valley. And this property can easily cash flow about $700 to $800 a month, and the entry cost is less than $25,000, which is crazy, right? But you know, one of the biggest things about these properties is that they're not remodeled and they're as is condition. It's just that investor, or it's usually a family that wants to protect the equity of their home by doing a seller carryback with a balloon payment for a long-term solution. So knowing your product on whatever you're pitching and niching down to that is super important, guys. So nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching this. I really appreciate you guys jumping on here. Let me break down these deals, and I have a special invitation for you guys to be able to come out to my event February 10th, which is going to be my workshop on how to acquire on-market deals, whether it's on cash, seller finance, or a potential lease option, and as well with a special guest, Brandon, which is going to be bringing in the multifamily game on how he's acquired fourplexes, duplexes, and have answered any questions for those investors that are looking to get into multifamily. So let me share my screen, and you guys will be able to see the deal now. So check it out. This one, basically the sales price was $340, the loan amount was $324. So we didn't end up putting that much down, and this is my company right here. We were able to go ahead and assign it over and make it a fee for an end buyer. We disclosed it to the agent, and we were able to go ahead and bring somebody onto the deal that was willing to overpay for a down payment, which would be able to cover the down payment that we promised the seller. And as well, we were able to go ahead and pretty much do a seller carryback on it, where this basically due from the borrower at closing was only $35,000 down, and due from the seller basically it's gonna be $2,800 that he's gonna be netting. Now, why would somebody do this? Is because they want to go ahead and protect their equity of their home. Another deal that we did, purchase a property for $355 with a down payment of $17,000 with 0% interest, guys. It was crazy. And it was $1,350 a month when it rents for like $1,800 a month with a 20.8 year amortization with 0% interest with a 5-year balloon. And so, if you're looking to go ahead and learn and acquire these deals, it's going to be one of the few topics I'm going to be talking about at this workshop, but I highly recommend you coming through, and whoever sent you this really cares about you, because they're looking to go ahead and have you expand in your real estate knowledge or become an asset to work with them. So again, guys, February 10th, Friday, if you're in Phoenix, Arizona, on Central and Thomas, we're going to be hosting our event. So if you're interested in coming, go ahead and look for the link below so you can go ahead and check it out, or watch this next video on what it's going to be about. Thank you guys so much, and you guys have a good rest of your day.